Well, good morning, I guess, and good afternoon and good evening, wherever you are. And welcome to Being Your Own CEO. This is a weekly success circle, especially for solopreneurs. We get together because we really enjoy each other's company. Most of us have gotten to know each other right here online. And so that's kind of what we love about it. We've made new friends online. So, and the other thing is that we all enjoy exchanging information and ideas and experimenting, and we all give and receive support. And I think you will know something about our approach by reviewing our operating systems on my webpage, the BCP page as we refer to it. My name is Lolan, and I've been in business for a long time helping solopreneurs get where they want to go and achieve what they want to through coaching and consulting. So welcome everyone. Happy to see that we have a good group with me. And I hear that the leaf blowers have suddenly just arrived. So I'm going to begin by asking Rosemary, since she was the first one here, to unmute herself and introduce herself. And I will mute myself while I go close the window.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rosemary Barnes. My company is called Confident Stages. I'm located on Vancouver Island, and it is beautiful here. My company exists to do two things. First of all, I'm a keynote speaker speaking about bridging the generation gaps in business. And secondly, I am an executive presentation trainer. We go to great lengths to build our branding. We spend money and time and effort, and then we open our mouths and quite effectively eviscerate what we do. So I teach executives and train them how to make the most powerful presentations they can. Wow.
Welcome here. I'm glad you came back.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Right on. So Tim, I think you were the next one that was here.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Tim Longwell with Longwell Art Studios. We're in southeastern Oklahoma, where we help you reignite your creativity so that you can turn your dreams, ideas, memories, and photos into works of fine art. And if you find that it's too difficult for you, we're here to help do it for you.
Right on. Welcome here. And Tim, are you going to be my wrangler this morning?
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so who is next? Well, I think I need to give Aaron a chance because he came in and dropped off and came back again. So I'm glad you got it figured out.
Yeah, it does help when you turn your speakers on. But I am Aaron Alba. I am a 7 years post-stroke survivor. I am also the founder of Stroke TV. And I've been doing Stroke TV and going thanks to Roland. Sorry, again, so I'm talking too much. Sorry, guys. Go ahead. I'll stop. Hi, guys.
Where are you?
Oh, in Santa Rosa, California, 1 hour north of San Francisco.
Aha, all right. Yes, I remembered. I forgot to say where I am. I'm in Victoria, BC, Canada. So, okay, who was next? Roland, I think you were next.
Okay, thank you, Lolan. Roland from MinMax Media, encouraging you to min-max your media for the minimum you need for maximum impact. I'm from Southern California, and my encouragement to the world is get a camera, get a mic, and express yourself.
So thank you, Roland, and thank you for wrangling the music for us this morning. I really appreciate that. You know what? I'm so impressed with that tongue twister that you do. Max media for me. I would never be able to do that.
After my stroke, it was really hard to even say one M, let alone the number of ones I put into that. So I'm very, very grateful I'm able to do that.
Oh dear, that was great. You delivered it really, really well. So I'm happy about that. So Heidi, welcome here. Oh, just a minute. Roland, you forgot to say where you are.
I think I said I'm from Southern California, or Orange County, Southern California.
Or, did you say it? Did I miss it?
Maybe I was speaking way too fast for my own good.
Okay, great on. So now, Heidi, how about you?
Yeah, I seem to be the only European today. I'm Heidi from Italy, and I mainly do live broadcasting and try to bring wisdom and knowledge and new perspectives into the world. So in the research for the truth, let's say. And I have several websites where I post blog posts, and the wisdomfactory.net is the website where we do the live streaming every Thursday. So you are invited next Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. There will be a session about going into the wild, going into nature, reconnecting with nature. So
I saw that. I love the topics and all the things that you post, but Thursday is my one day that I cannot attend anything.
I'm so sorry for that.
I always have. I try to go in later and at least participate by text. So
that's good.
Anyway,
thank you.
Right on. So Jay, how about you this morning? What's new with you?
Well, I'm just so impressed with everyone's elevator pitch. It's just so polished and so clean. I have no idea why, but yeah, it's fantastic.
You have no idea why.
Yeah. And Heidi, I think we're all Europeans at some point, you know, in terms of the bloodline. But I digress. Hello, everyone. My name is Jay, and my company is Magi Studios, where we help people get started in the world of online marketing through coach, training, and consulting. Hailing from beautiful sunny Langford, British Columbia. Right now it's a balmy 28 degrees, cloud in the sky. And I'm very grateful and happy to be here. And I'm looking forward to talking about niches, not niches, niches.
So
the Commonwealth term, color you know, et cetera, et cetera.
So Jay, I might respond, you wish. 28 degrees.
Well, maybe in my electric blanket.
Yeah, right. However, I did walk the beach this morning, Dallas Road Beach, and there was a really interesting sunrise. So, but it was very short-lived. So good morning, everyone. So happy that you're all here. And I'm glad that you clarified that we're going to call it niche, because I mean, that's how I say it. I would never remember to call it niche. I just never would remember. So
Yeah, I'll try. I always remember by calling it the right way. So,
Right. For those of you that are in the U.S., you have to understand that we in school, we grew up with being taught the English way of spelling everything and the English way of saying everything. So that's what we grew, at least that's what I grew up with in school. So,
Well,
and for a while, our computers allowed us, like the dictionaries allowed us to add the English or choose the English, but that's becoming less and less possible, I've noticed. Yeah. So we are going to talk about niche research this morning. And I wanted to ask, how many of you of us have actually done any niche research? Well, I know Jay has. That's a given. Anybody else? Tim, you have just a little bit, he's saying, so it strikes me that given all our conversations, we've had numerous conversations recently, the last couple of weeks, about getting ourselves set up as an Amazon affiliate, et cetera, and it's this topic seemed to be a natural outgrowth from that, and so. I mean, when we're service based, it strikes me that, I mean, the service that we provide is really kind of the niche that we are in, and so I have a client arriving in about 20 minutes. Oh, that's Jay. Well, so a couple of people may drop off for things happening. Understood. So, it strikes me that when you have a service to provide, or that you are in business with a service, then that becomes your niche, and so possibly we are less likely to do niche research if we've already chosen it, or the service that we provide kind of determines that. However, if we think that following on from our Amazon discussions, if we think of going online and figuring out some new ways of acquiring business online, then maybe we would be looking for new niches to try. So I think this is a worthy discussion this morning, following on that Amazon affiliate discussion. So I guess the first thing that we may have said that before, but we need to really be clear exactly what we mean by a niche. So I was looking through all of my WA notes, and I found a niche is a distinct segment of a market, anything with an audience. So that was what my notes from something that I did on WA. Jay, would you add to that in any way?
I mean, nurse, sorry. So yeah, I mean, I say a niche is an audience who share an interest or a passion.
Okay.
So yeah, so that could, and obviously that passion, interest can be a positive, passive type of thing, or a need or want, based on their criteria. So for example, let's say I'm trying to clear up my skin, and I'd like to find an organic way to do that. So that is a need. Mm-hmm. And so that would be, the organic health, organic skincare would be then the niche. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I think you can really boil it down. If you wanted to kind of discover niches, I think the easiest way is to go to Amazon and just browse their categories, or go to any vendor and browse their categories, because then those could be considered niches. And in fact, this is actually how I do. One of the ways that I research niches is I'll go to Amazon and I'll go to what's called Amazon's top sellers, and I'll see what's hot, what's currently trending, what's selling, and then take a look at the category that is in, and then I'll go ahead and proceed to do some research within some tools to see how many people are searching for that particular niche. So because I mean, it's not worthwhile to pursue a niche if no one is really actively looking for that particular niche and or solution in the search engines.
So one of the thoughts that came to me, and that I've tried, and I haven't carried it any further from that, but one of the thoughts that occurred to me from a service perspective was to think about that solopreneur, and what are some of the things that a solopreneur would be looking for, be passionate about, or need. So I have done a bit of a brainstorm just out of my own mind, and but then it strikes me that then maybe that would be the next step, to go to a place like Amazon and look at the categories and see if we can find anything that kind of matches up or extends that in any way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone here being solopreneurs or small businesses, everyone have their core niche.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, it's business consulting or business coaching. Tim, it's art therapy. Rosemary is business speaking training. And so on and so forth. So Stroke TV, our friend would be education about strokes, and so on and so forth. So within those core niches, there's going to be these subsets of niches.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, like Tim would be art brush, or paints, or brush cleaners, brushes, types of brushes, et cetera, et cetera. Rosemary would be education, novels, books, courses, perhaps the right kind of shoes to stand during a networking meeting. It really is. There's no end to, it's everything that you use or recommend within your business. So there's no end to it. It could be even something like with Roland, for example. Roland was I think Roland was sour that I didn't say his name. So Roland would be all about giving free things away. Like Roland would be, he talks about educating people on getting a camera and stuff. So what Roland can do is talk about the best kinds of cameras to get started in, in webcamming or live streaming. Also, before I forget, Laulan, I was thinking about you the other day, and I have a whole bunch of niche topics for you, blog post type of topics related to solopreneurs. So hit me up later on today, and I'll forward that to you. It's funny because somewhat serendipitous, because I didn't actually know the topic this week when I was thinking about that. So, but the word solopreneur came up in my brain, and then I just started thinking about different blog post topics about, which I could really funnel a lot of people to your site.
Right. Okay. I will connect with you. Thanks for thinking about it.
Yeah. So, and then finally, my niche would be, football snack helmets. So, passionate sport fans, NFL fans, right? So, and if you ever wanted to see what I'm talking about, you could just simply go to footballsnackhelmets.com.
Or standing desks. No,
or
that
standingdesk.com. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I would like to. I mean, yes, we all have sort of a main niche because of the service that we have. But I mean, there's really nothing wrong with doing the kind of research that WA recommends. To find something brand new. Like if you go to Amazon and see a top trending thing and it's something that interests you and you kind of are intrigued by it, there's no real need to not choose that, buy the URL and choose that and go for it. I mean, you can any individual can have more than one niche.
So I don't know how much time I have left here, but would you
ahead.
like me to show you some niche research, like in real time on Amazon?
Absolutely. I think that would be really instructive for everyone.
Okay, give me a second here to set up my magic box here.
Your magic box. That's Jay's favorite word. Magi Studios, magic. So while he's doing that, has anybody done any sort of niche research over and above or out and beyond their own service? What about you, Heidi?
I'm sorry, I didn't really listen. We have a little bit of a problem with the cat being out in the rain, and so I was a bit distraught. What did you ask me?
I asked you, have you done any niche research that's over and above and beyond your main kind of niche that you've chosen?
You know, for me, that didn't exist. I knew what I wanted to do. And so I don't go out and see if there is people who is interested in it, because in my opinion, I need to be interested in it first. I could never imagine to do anything, just collect a niche, choose a niche, which I have not really a competence with, you know. So I did this cat website because of I came to WA, and I still have it a little bit, but you know, I need to have really a connection. Otherwise, I couldn't work. Unfortunately, I cannot work as some people do in something which they don't like. So,
well, I mean, that fits what Jay was saying, though. A niche was anything that you're, you know, an audience that shares a passion, an interest, or a need. So, I mean, for you, even as the provider, you have to have the passion in it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think there's a ton of ideas for you, Heidi, you know, ranging from, I remember passively hearing that you sing, or you are, yeah. So
I'm a classical singer. Yeah.
Okay. So perfect. That's
Christmas
huge,
songs.
yeah, that's a huge niche, you know, that really is. Learn to sing, you know, learn to sing opera, you know, that kind of stuff. Right. And there are tons.
How can I touch people? I tried several times doing lessons via internet. This is half as effective as when I have the people and I can show them in their body what they need to do.
You need to attract the audience, you know. So you know what? Let's do singing. Let's take a look at singing, and let's. I was gonna do cat training because you talked about your cat out in the rain. So, but I could do. Let's do singing. All right. So
okay, good.
Yeah, I've never done research on singing, so this will actually be quite interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go actually right to Google. Oh, also before I forget, you know this thing Momentum, Laulan?
Momentum.
This picture that you're seeing, this Chrome extension.
Oh yes.
Where you get to see the picture.
Yes.
It's a company in Victoria that actually developed this.
You're kidding.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Is it? And it's called Momentum?
Yes. Yeah. And it just shows cool pictures, you know, when you open up a new tab.
Yes.
All right, learn to sing opera. Learn to sing opera online. Interesting. So
you started off in Google itself.
yes, because I wanted to see what the search engines show. So primarily what we're seeing right now is videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's and you know, obviously Google perceives this one as a pretty good video. It's actually even giving us suggestions as to watch it starting at this particular starting point here. Okay, so that's cool. So I'm just going to go voicing opera for beginners. So I'm just going to click on that because I want to see what this is.
That looks like an affiliate site, doesn't it?
It sure does. So that is actually, so let's see, voicing. Okay, so how to sing high notes. Yeah, so this is basically an affiliate site, which means this is really good news to see this, because if an affiliate site can get ranked on the internet for this term, how to sing opera online or learn to sing opera, then that means anyone can do it, you know? So this means that Heidi can do it.
Right.
Now, what I want to see is I'm actually just going to quickly go into Amazon, and I'm going to go opera singing lessons. Sorry, I'll be right back.
His doorbell just rang.
Yeah, my doorbell just rang. Hey, come on in. I'm just finishing up an online thing here, so but come on in.
Talk about multitasking. That was my topic this week.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that was his doorbell because I thought it was mine.
It was only in your head, Rosemary.
I'm hearing bells.
Yeah.
Bells.
Oh dear.
Okay, so opera singing lessons. So I looked at that inside Google, and so I see a bunch of stuff here. So I see some books and whatnot. So that I didn't think that I would find anything else. Okay, so that's good. So now I want to go inside Jaxi. Go learn to sing.
So everybody needs to know what Jaxi is. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that Heidi's the only one that knows what that is. So Jaxi is a keyword searching tool that was developed by the same people who have developed Wealthy Affiliates.
Exactly. Yeah, just give me 1 second here.
So you can see that I'm having a hard time seeing because I haven't got the right glasses here, but change the glasses. And so learn to sing, he has typed in. So then what you see is the keyword search. So if you look at the headers there, it'll tell you how the average number of searches that there were, how much traffic there has been. QSR, it has to do with competition.
Okay.
SEO refers to, Jay, take over because my glasses are not seeing this very well.
Sure. Okay, so basically I'll zoom in.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So this column represents different keywords that are, so the keyword that I typed in is learn to sing. So what Jaxi does is it gives me an estimate as to how many people are searching for, come on in, a particular keyword. And then here, this column, the AVG, represents the average. So this number represents approximately how many searches a month people are searching for that particular keyword. Traffic represents the approximate amount of traffic that would happen on your site every month if you were ranked in the top of the search engines. QSR represents, it stands for quoted search result. And that means it gives me a gauge as to approximately how many competitors there are for that keyword in the search engines. KQI stands for Keyword Quality Indicator, which is it's like a traffic light type of system. So it's a we call it a wine sniff test to give you a rough idea whether that keyword is actually worth pursuing. SEO is a metric score out of 100, higher the better, which basically tabulates all of these three data sets into a score. And then domains represents if the domain for that particular keyword is available. Now I'm going to zoom out just to get an idea. And these, depending on what Jaxi account you have, you can actually sort these columns. So I'm just going to take a quick look here. So basically, Learn to Sing, there's 5,650 people every month searching for that particular keyword, which I think is pretty cool. Now I'm going to sort this to the highest to lowest. So I'm just looking here, can you learn to sing? Learn to sing better. There, learn to sing better. So I would see that would be a good, look at this, learn singing Hindi. That's actually kind of cool.
Wow.
That would be a niche. That's
yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool. So, you know, I mean, I can go on here and I could see, you know, there, that's a great keyword. Learn vocal singing. And the .com is available. So then basically what I would do here is I would then proceed to buy learnvocalsinging.com and focus on, you know, building my site on Learn to Sing Opera. Now let's actually just quickly take a look to see opera. Learn to sing opera. Oh, so mio. Hey, thank you. I've been to a few barbershops.
You have to come out to the Getting Higher Choir, Jay.
Is that Getting Higher Choir?
The Getting Higher Choir. That's
is that going to change? Is that going to change in July when they legalize marijuana here in Canada?
I don't know. But that's what the choir is called, Getting Higher Choir.
Okay, so look at this. Learn to Sing Opera. LearnToSingOpera.com is available.
Wow.
I will give you 24 hours to take advantage of that. Otherwise, I'm going to grab it myself and teach people how to sing opera. But I mean, so there, that's niche research in a nutshell.
So basically what you said is you start in Google, you look to see whether there's anything there, then you go to Amazon and you look to see what the trends are there, and then you do the keyword search, because I think that last piece is the critical one.
Yes. So now my job is to get my site in front of the people that are searching for these keywords, and that's and I do that by blogging or writing content based around that particular keyword. So, you know, the keyword that we looked, learn to sing opera, right? So I would then write a post. I would have a homepage on learning to sing opera. I would then proceed to talk about the different things with opera. On learning, you know, I don't know, like, honestly, I know nothing about singing opera. So, you know, but, you know, like different tones, you know, is there different scales, you know, all that kind of stuff. Right. So, you know, there you go. Niche in a nutshell.com.
So Heidi, you just got the clue. He says he knows nothing about opera. So you know darn well that you've got more than 24 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one thing. And the other thing, I think, oh, I have another website to take on. I have already
exactly. Yeah. But, you know, honestly, I think there's no harm in building a niche site in, because it's practice, you know, because it's practice is if you practice. So I do have to go, but does anyone have any questions before I roll? Aaron's got one? No?
First, thank you for your...
The comment is for Jay.
Learn
to sing Hindi.
You could start singing Bollywood songs.
Hey, there you go. There's a niche right there. Bollywood Jay.
That would be really fun.
That would be pretty fun. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know they call Vancouver Bollywood North.
Oh yeah.
They do. There's a lot of filming in Vancouver for Bollywood type movies. So
yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
Aim straight ahead and use 3.
Yeah. Cool.
So
okay.
Jay, I know that you're doubling up there. So thank you for taking the time to outline the steps. And what is it? We have a few minutes more, so we will sort of carry on. And
I'll take a screenshot of this and I'll share it internally with Heidi inside the chat.
Yeah.
So because I think I'm actually really surprised as to how many people are wanting to learn to sing opera, and that domain is available.
Wow, that's amazing.
Hopefully, you know, this is the one situation where we hope not too many people are watching live online and they buy that domain right under you. Right? So, I see Rosemary at that computer.
So just so that everybody understands the context here, Jay had when Jay does his when he does his Friday night webinars as part of for members of Wealthy Affiliates, he did a demo of doing this. This is several years ago, and somebody jumped in and grabbed the URL before he even had a chance to do it. He was going to use it as a demo, and somebody that was watching jumped in and grabbed it. So he was bent out of shape, you can believe, as you can say. So now in his webinars, when he does demonstrate something like that, he warns people, don't you dare do that. So how about I was just going to say, how about you, Roland? What do you see any possibility there for what you're doing?
Oh, tons of possibilities. I've been perfecting what I do before I promote what I do. So I'm at the earlier stages of promotion myself. But when it comes to, this was a general comment regarding people looking for niches. And I think that we all cover probably more than one niche, probably many niches. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is, people have it wrong. They want to build a website and they go, okay, well, I do this and I do this and I do this and I do this. And I got to put all these things in my website. Oh, I'm going to add a tab because I forgot to add this. And they go nuts trying to cover all the stuff they do like an encyclopedia. And nowadays, that's not how the internet functions. If the average mobile user lands on your website and it's an encyclopedia, they're going to go away. But if they land on your web page or landing page and it solves a specific problem with their search, then they have the opportunity to connect. So this niche idea makes a whole lot of sense. And what promoters in general for their individual marketing needs should focus on is take one or two of the main things that they supply to the world. Mm-hmm. One or two of the main things that they love and like and can get into, as Heidi says, she's got to be into it, otherwise she won't pursue it. Because The other thing is, if you're not into it, you're not going to sustain it. Whether it's an affiliate site or something that you do directly, unless you are really into it and want to do it, you are not going to sustain it. So the niche idea is a great idea, because if people lock in on this one thing, the market is, well, there's only 50% potential on this one term, 80% potential on my 10 terms. But when you break it down, that's going to be less effective than 50% on the one term.
Mm.
So focus on the niche, and it'll lead to everything else that you do. But get your knowledge out there, your information out there, so people know who you are and what you are, and the way to connect is with that niche connection.
Well, and the other thing I want to, I'm going to take this opportunity to do a little promotion, which I don't usually do, but I do have an affiliate link for Jaxi. So if there's anybody here who like what they see under the keyword search tool called Jaxi, I will post that link in the on the page. So it's you can go in, and you've got, I think you can get a free one, so you can test it out first. You got something like 30 searches before you have to decide whether you want to be a premium or not. But it's a very, very useful tool. Yeah. So yeah. So getting back, Roland, to this whole idea that you know, people are a narrow niche is becoming a very important thing, rather than trying to put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. Yeah,
absolutely, because the whole nature and the spirit of the internet right now is focusing on micro niches and micro messages, getting down to the pinpointed solution to solve a specific problem. And I think Aaron had something that he wanted to say, maybe.
Well, I do have one question, Roland. You know, my blog is quite extensive. Now, you also know I do a thing called the Stroke Your Own Project. I do second chance stroke survivors. I mean, do I need to make separate blogs for each one of those, or can I put pages in my current blog?
Well, that's a subject that we'd have to deal with separately. It's not for the discussion today. Right. But as a really good question, because I think that you're spinning your wheels in a lot of places.
Oh, I can't touch this one. I can't touch it.
But I mean, and again, when we think about being in service, in a service niche, it becomes really difficult to narrow it down, and make it really narrow. So it's not something that just rolls off the top of your head. It takes a lot of thought and research.
I think if I could add to that, Lolan, I think that is true, but the connection is made when you find the way that you can help people the easiest and the best, and get a flow of connection there. And when you start helping people, then people are talking about you, and then when they need something, they're going to contact you, and that's going to lead to the selling of your other resources and know, contracts and engagement. Yeah. But unless you're helping people, unless you're solving their problems, then you're probably not going to make that connection, the personal connection. And the micro niche, people worry about, well, if I focus on this one thing, all the rest of my stuff will suffer. And it's a total illusion that would happen. The idea is people don't know you, so if they get to know you about one specific thing, when they start to know, like, and trust you, the proverbial trio. When they start to do that, then they're going to ask, I wonder what else this person does, or what do they have a website? They go to the website and they realize, oh my God, this guy offers this and this and this, and then you can promote the other things. But if they like you for one thing, they're going to automatically say, I bet he's good at this and this and this too. So you've got to make the contact on the ground level, per issue, micro focus, micro targeting, and that's the niche. Yeah.
Well, and what arises in my mind is that the whole idea of niche and your target persona or the target client. I mean, they're so intimately connected. And I certainly have encountered many solopreneurs and clients who really resist kind of narrowing things down in that way, because they feel as though, no, I'm willing to, I want to work with everybody, but you can't. It's about your marketing and where you're going to find them. And it doesn't, when you choose a niche or when you choose a persona, a person that you want to work with, it doesn't mean you won't work with anybody else, but it helps you figure out where to find the client and what kind of a message that you need to give, et cetera, et cetera. So I see that Tim has a comment up there for us. What does it say?
Would you like me to read it for you?
Sure, please.
Vivek points out a good point that, and I found that it's easy to do as well, is if you narrow down your niche too much, then your audience size will also narrow down.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to strike a balance between the two. And it is a tricky balance, because you do want to drill in and focus tight enough without exclusion, but at the same time, to respond to Vivek's comment there,
yeah,
there is still a need to pick the tighter target, and you'll find that tighter target audience will help you bleed it over into the wider bands of that niche.
Yeah, it's a good point. So Roland, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I think that Weewake's and Tim's point is well taken, but I think that if we're actually talking about global influence, if you're talking about your neighborhood, micro-targeting may not be the best strategy. But if you're talking about a global outreach, we don't know how many millions of people might be attracted to the concept that we're talking about. So the important thing is perfecting what it is that you do and what you support, and then learning how to express that well. Because if you know how to do something, if you can't talk about it, you can't share it, people will never discover you. But if you know how to do something and you can express yourself and get on board and confidently and authentically convey what you do, that's when you become an opportunity for some people who are looking for you. And by nature, that's going to start to get a little bit of a following. And then if you're the right thing, the following will grow. So it's not a matter of percentages and odds and chance and luck. It's all about doing what you love and letting it expand into the universe, because there's a lot more opportunity, I think, than the marketers would say, yeah, this is a narrow niche. Well, if you dig into a narrow niche and you're not really into it, yeah, it's a real narrow niche.
Well, and so you made, you almost said it, and I just want to make sure that everybody remembers, and I'm sure Rosemary would want to chime in on this one too. It, like when you're trying to give that message, it is about connecting to the emotional, the real gut emotional thing that's going on with your audience. Yeah. So.
I'm sorry, I just impulse, excuse me for jumping in. It's not just tapping into the emotion. You have to tap into the human experience. That's why your story is so important. If people can relate to you and say, oh, I get it where the guy's been. I get it where he's come from. I see where he's had his challenges. And then they say, I can relate to those challenges. And he says, this is what I did to solve it. Now they're going, yay, that you've tapped into the emotion, and people are rising to the occasion with you, and they're going to be supportive. They're going to remember you. And then that's when you might stand a chance of getting a little bit of a following and the movement going. Go ahead, Rosemary.
You can tell that I'm just champing at the bit here.
I thought you might be.
I want to hear what you have to say. So
the trick is to use your own experiences to illustrate the point that you're going to make. your job when you are connecting through blogs, through speaking, through singing opera, is to always, always, always be touching on their top of mind problem.
Mhm.
You have to push on the pain to pull toward the pleasure. Now,
Oh, can would somebody write that down as a quote? Man, that's a good one.
it came from Craig Valentine, a wonderful, wonderful world-class speaker, world-class trainer. You have to push on the pain to pull toward the pleasure. Now, you don't want to push too hard, because that just leaves everyone feeling deflated and too low to bother. But you push on their pain a little bit, and then you show them how you can solve it for them.
Yeah.
If you do, but here's the difference between an excellent blog or conversation and a not quite such a good one, is that you introduce your topic, you speak about your topic, you illustrate the topic through a story or a picture or whatever means that you're going to do. And here's the thing. Most writers and speakers never come back and reiterate how that story affects the audience. Your job is to make that connection for them. So if you're writing a blog, it's all well and good to say, I want to talk about street cleaners. Street cleaners are a vital thing, even if they make noise on the morning when I'm doing a podcast. Here's the illustration of, we had to go close the window in order to stop the sound, or the leaf blowers or whatever it was. And then you have to come back around and say, hooking it together for you then means one of two things. Either you have to choose to podcast at a different time. Do you understand what I'm doing?
Yes.
So you have to bring it back to once again tell them how you will help them solve their top of mind problem. It's a case of with them. What's in it for me?
Right.
People only like you, know you, and trust you insofar as you can help them solve their problem.
Mm-hmm.
In the business world, anyway.
So how did you decide on your niche, Rosemary?
Thank you.
I really want to get that Rosemary thing out of my head. I have a girlfriend whose name is Rosemary, so.
I appreciate the effort. Thank you, Lola. How I chose my niche was kind of circuitous. Confidence Stages was born to teach people confidence problem. People lacking confidence don't go out and sign up for confidence classes. Didn't really search out that niche very well, did I? Then the thought occurred to me that the two greatest fears of mankind are death, well, okay, taxes, but death and public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, if you want to build confidence, because confidence only comes from navigating out of trouble, not from being successful. That just makes you complacent. Navigating through trouble is what builds confidence. So if I could help people teach that most deadly fear of humankind, if I could help them speak their purpose and connect and make a presentation that hits the right points, if they can accomplish that, what can they not?
Yeah.
That then turned around into the business world, etc. But it was a winnowing down process.
Somebody's playing the wrong music.
But it's lovely.
It is lovely, but it's not the right one. All right. Yeah, that's my message, that I need to share my screen. And
Can I do a quick plug?
yes.
Rosemary's going to be on my show this Saturday, and we're going to really dig into this subject that we were just finishing up on there. So sorry about the music. I've got this so low I couldn't hear it myself.
Okay. So I'm going to white box this and going to stop the broadcast now with a reminder. It's important to do what you love with passion.